welcome back to the channel. I have 3 things that I want to talk to you about today, and I hope you stay around until the end of this video because the third topic I think will be a little bit controversial in the reselling world. Alright, number 1 is I want to talk about where I've been lately and why I haven't had any content out in the last couple of weeks. So it is currently school holidays here in Australia, I think in most states at the moment, but I don't have any children, but my husband is a high school teacher. So between spending time with him, going to my regular job and doing a few house projects, eBay and YouTube has kind of fallen by the wayside. But I have been filming content for you guys, but I've had a little bit of trouble. So being a bit of an amateur in this space, I did take the GoPro out a few weeks ago and I completely failed. I'm going to be honest. I wore a harness for the first time. I was super nervous about it, but I was very excited to get some footage. And I did get some footage, except that footage was super zoomed in on and was completely useless. And I'm so sad because I managed to pick up some really good things. And yeah, I didn't get to film it for you guys. So I'm really sorry about that. That video obviously isn't coming. But I did try again at the same event actually. And being school holidays, it was super overwhelming. There was so many people and yeah, it just was too much for me. So I kind of tapped out of that one very early. But saying that, I do have content planned for the future, and I've had a few people say that they do want some like op shopping, thrifting videos, so I am going to do it. So just bear with me. I should have some more content coming out over the next couple of weeks. Okay, topic 2 is I want to talk about the year that's been and the year that's coming. So here in Australia, it is the new financial year. I think today is the 6th of July. So we're nearly a year into the new financial year, and I've been reflecting on the last 12 months and how my store has performed. So overall, I am super happy. I was reflecting on my numbers just a couple of days ago, and I am proud to say that I turned over an extra 30% in gross sales in the last financial year, which just blows me away. I'm so happy with that growth. I'm so happy with my little store that I have, and doing this on a part-time basis and being able to turn over that amount of money. So I was really pumped to see that figure. And yeah, I had a goal this calendar year to have my sales up 25%, and it's cool to see that over the last financial year it's gone up 30%. So I think I'm on track to meet my 2024 goal of 25%. So we'll wait and see to the end of the calendar year for that one. And the other really cool thing that I saw this last financial year, and it's something that I've been really working on, is my average sale price per item was $70. So just over $70 on average, which yeah, I'm very happy with that, considering there's been some really little sales. And if you saw my last video, I did touch on average sale price and the worst sales that I've had. And so yeah, if I didn't have those really bad sales, my number would be even higher than that. So I am super happy with my $70 average sale price for the last financial year. So moving on to the goals for this year, and to be honest, they're very loose. So my store had, I guess, a lot of movement in 2023-24. Halfway through the financial year, I did move. So I went from a really small room into our new house where I have a lot of space. And with that space came opportunity, and with opportunity came administration tasks. And with administration tasks, it means it chewed up a little bit of my time. So I now have my space fairly set up, and I think in the next financial year, there's going to be a lot less time spent on, I guess, those non-income producing tasks. So I'm interested to see how the next year will go. But in saying that, I think there's a lot of barriers moving forward to reselling. One of them being, I think my issue personally will be inventory and obtaining stock. So I have found that I guess the market has been very dry recently. I'm not sure if you guys out there are finding the same thing, that I feel like my honeypot spots that I normally go to are drying up, and it's becoming a lot harder to find stock out in the wild. So I've kind of put it down to 4 things. The first one being is that I'm a lot pickier now. So from my reselling, 5 years ago, I would pick up a lot of bread and butter items, whereas now I generally leave that behind. So the quality of the things that I want to pick up is a lot higher, and I think that's having a big impact on what I'm finding in the thrift. The second thing is, I think online op shops are becoming, I guess a benefit and a detriment to resellers. Places like Salvo's, Lifeline, and all the other online op shops now have recognized that the online stores can do really well, and they've kind of pivoted into that space, which means some of that stock is now not sitting in op shops for us to pick up. So I think that's another issue that we're facing. I think another, problem is that there's more of us out there. I think reselling has become a bigger thing for people now, and people are looking for that side hustle income and something to give them a secondary source of income. So I think that's great. There is plenty to go around, but it also can impact on the sourcing, opportunities out there as well. And lastly, I think that a lot more people are going shopping in op shops. So with the cost of living crisis, I think people are more willing to go out there and find something a little bit cheaper, because everything in life is getting so more expensive. So I think those 4 things are really having an impact on my reselling business. There are obviously things that I can navigate through and that I am navigating through, but I think it's good to be aware of some of the distractions that can happen, and that, businesses need to pivot. And these things have happened in the past. These aren't new things. So I just think they're going to be a few barriers to, the way I want my store to run in the next 6 months, and needing to allocate some time to come up with some more, ways or different opportunities to get stock so that I can keep moving my store forward. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and it kind of ties into talking about my ASP earlier. So like I said, my average sale price is sitting about $70 per sale, which again is great. Very happy with that. If I look back, maybe like 4 years ago, it probably would have sat around that $20-$30 mark, which, when I take into account how much time it takes me to source an item, to put it through my inventory system, to photograph it, to pack it, all those kinds of things, $20 to $30 in sales, I should say, so not even like profit, is just not where I want to sit. I want to come in, do quality, make my money, and churn and burn. I want to do it again. So, but talking about that, I want to move into talking about how listing goals are a complete sham. So stay with me. Let me give you some context around why I think this. So before I get into the complete, nuts and bolts of it all, I want to say that there is a certain place for listing goals, and I have been a reseller who has had listing goals pretty much for the last 5 years, and I am thankful for them. They've given me purpose, they've given me guidance, but I think it comes to a point where we need to realize that the numbers going in doesn't matter if the quality is poor. So let me break that down. So if you have a listing goal, let's say it's 10 a day, and you are predominantly sourcing in op shops, and you are reliant on op shops to provide you the inventory to get those 10 listings done per day, and you're finding them, that's great. That's great. There's no issues if you are finding, and let me just highlight this, if you are finding quality stock, then that's great. But If you're going out there and you are deliberately trying to find 10 items just so that you can put them in your store, and those items are not great items, then the number of items you list does not matter. I don't understand why, as resellers, we have these goals that we may not necessarily be able to hit given the opportunities we have around us, but also why we would want to purchase lesser stock that A, we don't enjoy reselling, and B, that doesn't fit the metrics that we've set for ourselves. Why do we want to put those items in our store just because? So here's my opinion. I think that we should be focused on quality listings, quality items, and a quality store. So I think, like I said, listing goals have a place, and if you need that internal or self-motivation to get shit done, then great. Like, if you need to set yourself a goal, if you have things that is sitting here unlisted and you need to go, I need to put up 5 items a day to get through my stock, to get through my death pile, then so be it. That's great. Use it for motivation. But if you have a goal of putting a certain amount of items in your store every day and you are putting poor items in there just because, I implore you to have a look at what you're doing and why you're doing that moving forward. Because I think that you really should be pivoting and thinking about what kind of store you want to have, what kind of listings you want to have, and what kind of turnover you want to have. So again, if you're in that high volume, high turnover, then sweet. Like, if your metric is you want to make $5 per item and you're happy to churn and burn, sweet. Do you. That is perfectly fine. But if you were just going out there and buying crap to put in your store, then I think you seriously need to think about what you're doing. But I'm keen to hear your comments about this below. And I know we all run different stores, so this is not me having a go at anyone who has listing goals. If it works for you, that's great. It's just from someone who's had them for the last 4 or 5 years, and they did work for me at a point. For that, I guess, for that motivation, it did work for me. I'm a list person, I like having goals. But when it got to the point that I was looking at the items that I was picking up when I was photographing them and going, this brings me no joy, my profit per item is actually pretty low, why am I wasting my time? That's really when I had a look at myself and went, this isn't how I want to run. I want to put good things in my store that turn over quickly and that bring me joy to resell. So anyway, please let me know your comments below of how you feel and what you do, because I know a lot of people do have listing goals out there. Do you pivot? Like, if you can't find the stock, do you pivot? Do you do something else? Do you just try and get as many up? Do you have, instead of a listing goal, do you have a number-based goal, like a value-based goal? Do you list $500 worth of items every day? So I know there's different things that we all do, but anyway, it's just a bit of a talking point. I'd love to hear your comments. Give me feedback. Give it to me. Let me know what you think. And have I lost the plot? I love to hear. Anyway, that's it from me today. Interested to hear your thoughts, and I hope to have another video out a bit sooner than the break between these two. So yes, please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys soon on the next one. Bye.